Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Hoping the lighting treats me well. Pardon, I got the fan in the background. I also have the dishwasher going, but I hope you can hear me. Um, this is going to be just more of like a video vlog type energy, but I'm still open to doing readings for people if they want. Um, I was thinking about I've been in a good springtime, spring flourishing energy type, and pardon, I'm scratching my nose here. Um, and I just got back from doing some runs, um, and I had my music going, and um, and it was very feel good. Lizzo, Miley Cyrus, like coming up on my Pandora, like almost like women empowerment, but like person empowerment type music. And I couldn't help but like have that make me think about my ex. And it kind of occurred to me as far as like a question, um, because I liken to the period of after when we broke up. She basically ripped my heart out and broke up and moved out. Like a week before Thanksgiving 2021. It was brutal. Um, and I liken for me, my way of dealing with it was just to focus on work, dive into my own. It was pretty much work, but more so this end of 2022 and into 2023, it's been more of that spiritual component. I think it being a number 7 year. Um, so end of 2022 kind of revved me up for that. But now I'm finding more of that kind of like, I don't know if it's a light at the end of the tunnel, but it's more of like the result of how I've kind of come out of this breakup for this year and a half going on now, I guess. Um, right now, it's more of like a self love, like I could be bad on my own. It's more of like the feminine aspect of it. Whereas I think initially I dealt with it in the masculine aspect. So I wonder if the divine feminine now dealt with it in a very kind of feminine way, which is maybe like running away or avoiding. And I wonder if now it's kind of settling in and now she's having to deal with it in the masculine way. Um, and for me, I think if you're doing it right, all roads lead to spirituality as far as like, when you have a broken heart or bad breakup or whatever. But I wonder, I'm curious because, she had a bad breakup in like 2018 when she moved to LA. And I wonder if that was her like female empowerment. I'm going to lift myself up. I'm going to love myself. But then I question if she really did process that or what her version of that was, because there's a lot of like, she, in my mind, continue to go from like relationship to relationship. And I kind of qualify that by the fact that like within that, let's see, 1, 2, 3 years, she had kind of quote unquote, you know, encountered or been with or went through however many guys that she did. And then she met me in 2020 in August. So I wonder if like, so say you break up in 2018, the end of 2018, and it's like an unexpected breakup, or excuse me, 2017, and then 2018, 2019, 2020. And I'm not saying that she went through like an exorbitant amount of people, but I wonder if she didn't do like the self love thing. Because for me, the self love thing after a major breakup, mind you, this is after like a 6 year relationship that she was with the person that she broke up with in 2017. I likened the diving into yourself, soul searching, finding the silver lining from the relationship to, okay, I'm going to take the next relationship slow. I'm going to get to know people. I'm like, that's a lesson that I think is maybe universal. And so that's my judgment and critique, is that that lesson should be universal. But from what I know from her experiences, she kind of just rushed into relationships. And so there wasn't really that like for me now to parallel where I'm at after a big breakup. I mean, even though we were together for like 15 months, to me it was a major breakup to the extent that I was sober, I was present, I was trying my best, and I learned a lot. But I think that kind of like maximum. Um, so I wonder if um, and I haven't been with anyone since, to be honest. Um, and I've been more so just living a life of solitude in LA. And for me, like I said, I dove into spirituality more and worked on myself, included healthy habits, left bad habits. And so I just wonder if, like, maybe she didn't do the work that I'm doing. So, hey, how's it going, Andrea? Thanks for your comment. I'm just kind of video vlogging here, talking out loud about my last relationship. Sorry, I have the dishwasher going on in the background. Let me know if it's too noisy. And I also have the fan on. Um, but I'm just talking about like my last relationship and how, like, before that, the relationship before my last relationship, I went through a breakup. And, but granted, I was with that person for 4 years, but I wasn't sober. And after that breakup, I suppose I kind of went through people. I suppose I was still in that mind frame. Um, and I'm just thinking like parallel the way I handled my breakup versus how she handled her breakup. And, um, I just wonder if there's some parallelism there. As far as like, usually after a big breakup, I would think that one would learn the lesson to, let's say if the problem was that you rushed into a relationship, one would learn the lesson to take it slow and not rush into the next relationship, or moving forward, rush into any relationships. Um, because I think there's this kind of old wisdom that you want to take things slow with the person and not put the physicality, the emotion, and the passion on the table, because you want to get to know them and you want to see if there's actual objective compatibility there, um, outside of those elements. So for me, when I went through my quote unquote big breakup, the 4 year relationship, I didn't, I'm not going to say I ran through people, but I was like engaged or involved with, a couple meaningless connections. Um, and so I just think about that, and I think about, you know, maybe that was an expression of some sort of avoidance, rushing to try to get to the next person and what that meant. And so I wonder, after my ex's 6 year breakup before me, if she was not doing the same thing, if that's a result of some sort of scarcity mindset. Because I feel as though that, there's a lot of like female empowerment and self love, and there's that wave that people want to jump on, man or woman. And that's a part of like spirituality and the healing process and loving yourself more than someone else can or can't. But I was trying to apply that to, because I'm recently like experiencing that for myself from a male perspective, loving myself, living with myself, loving life, falling in love with life, God, myself, all that beautiful stuff. And I'm wondering, from that position, I kind of like knee jerk projected that onto my ex's breakup after her 2017 big, 6 year relationship breakup, 2017. Um, I question if she went through that or if she was just running from person to person. And I feel like the answer is in the kind of depiction of the relationships that she had and whether they were rushed or whether they were exhibited maturely, which I don't think they were, based on the knowledge that I have from her at the time when I asked her about her past relationships. And so, um, maybe it was that she was actually, in fact, still in a place that was hurting because when we got together, it was a rushed relationship as well. And maybe I was in a place where I was still hurting. Um, but, and I noticed that she rushed into a relationship after our breakup too. So I'm just kind of seeing a trend here and a thread and a through line where, you know, the real work I think is done by the self and not rushing into a connection with somebody. Because I feel like you just walk into the next hall of mirrors because people are mirrors to each other when you rush into another relationship after a breakup. So, I've been single for, let's see, maybe a year and 4 months, coming up on a year and a half. Um, and I've been like falling in love with this time. I just got back from doing deliveries recently, and I almost had this fleeting feeling of like missing doing deliveries on like a Friday night when like at like 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, and I'm just feeling like I'm hitting my stride. Like I got through like a crazy winter, and I think maybe I wasn't really able to feel the springtime last year because I was still holding on to hope for some sort of reunion or reconciliation, because the way that process or happened, it just completely blindsided me. And so now this year, I feel as though that there's like this like genuine happiness and love and joy, where I feel like she ran into another relationship and then just went with the momentum of like her friends having kids, which to me at the end of the day, or getting married, or like to me at the end of the day, those are just like woeful distractions for when reality settles in and sets in. So, not that I wish bad on anyone, but I just feel as though that those like, undealt with um, monsters are still going to creep their head up in her relationships, you know. Um, and for me, I guess I'm just prepared to take my next relationship really slow, if need be. So, yeah, I'm excited for my life, and um, I feel like I'm hitting my stride because, like I said, last year coming out of the winter time was like it was just, first of all, winter was like brutal, dead, hits rock bottom probably because she had just broken up with me a week before Thanksgiving. So I spent the holidays alone through winter, through breakup, through financial disarray because all my bills doubled, and probably the hardest time of my life on paper. Didn't have a job. I was sober, no friends, no family. Just got out of a bad situation with a family that I was trying to help out. Moved to California from back home, Chicago. They took advantage of me, I felt. And it was just craziness, one situation after another. The momentum from my previous relationship where my girl at the time left me, blindsided me, left me. Less of a blindside, but still one of those moments where you're just like, I can't believe this person is actually doing this and not seeing that it's the right thing to do. But again, that reveals people's values and what they're really about. So I think that's what that taught me. Fair weather, partners or friends. And so um, there's some sort of sense of personal responsibility and beauty and empowerment that comes from living on your own and making it on your own and making it your way. And it's very beautiful. It's very rich and ripe. And I'm really able to feel it now that I have some distance and some hindsight between myself and last year. Because, like I said, last year, um, I was just coming out of that fog of war, of the breakup, of the holidays, of being alone, and I dealt with it. I dealt with it, I think, through meditation and crying it out and processing. working and be focused. But I think, unfortunately for me at the time, then, um, I still had hope for that springtime for something to happen. And meanwhile, she had moved on. But, um, and then so in a weird way, it was like another breaking, breakup, awakening, where the idea that, oh, she's not ever coming back, kind of settled in. And I had that kind of breakthrough moment that left me in deep, deep tears, tears that came from the soul. It's like the tears of losing a twin flame soulmate. And, or what I thought was a twin flame soulmate, but probably turned out to be a karmic more than anything. Um, Karmic twin flame, if you will. But, and so now, it, with the purview of, okay, well, last spring I was still holding out hope. So I had to go doubly with the breakup, because then there was that real fact that she had moved on. I literally found out like during my birthday or around her birthday, which is like 10 days apart in April, that she had already been dating someone for like 3 months or something like that. Actually, I found out in like September, but around April was when I kind of had like this deep unconscious, like, I think the fact that like she didn't reach out for the birthday, I didn't reach out for the birthday. And when we did talk, things just didn't line up. Um, and actually, it was until June, I remember my sister's birthday in June, that I really got it from the horse's mouth that she had moved on by April. She was starting her next relationship. And to me, I think it was just malarkey. But so needless to say, I really didn't get, I don't know if it's called closure, but, until like June. So then there's like processing that. And when you really hear how someone moved on, it's just kind of like you're just seeing their real true colors. And at that point, it's not even sad. It's just like disgust more than anything. And so, from that time on, July, it's just cruel summer, and then winter and just working and, you know, I suppose really kind of investing in working really helped. And, um, this, and it was also a matter of building up, and paying the bills. And so that kept me entertained and focused. So, and then I think during the fall is when the feelings of like better off, I'm better off in this way. Those seeds are starting to plant, and I think they're starting to bloom now in springtime with the whole self love, the fruit of the self love that they bear. So, but the holidays are low key in 2022 for me personally. Like, we didn't do gifts, and I didn't travel, and I had the year hindsight perspective, and I had that under my belt. So I had that purview of like, fuck, man, I'm a badass. I made it. And now, even more as time goes on, it is that year of like, I'm a bad bee and I can take care of myself and love myself and plant my flag here and reconnect with my, baby, and the adolescent me, the toddler me, the teenage me, the young adult me, the man me. And I could build that and keep building and working on that. And I don't know, I just feel very ripe and positive. Like, beautiful blessings and abundance are finally coming to fruition because I didn't quit. Knocking on wood over here. And so, yeah, I mean, I suppose you could say the moral of the story is don't give up and keep on going. And yeah, it's almost thematic, coming off these year's Oscars. Um, and it's funny because the year before that was like a slap. It was like, and that's almost thematic of the collective unconscious. It's kind of like, you know, the audacity of someone to do that, not in their right mind. And then the slap being how she just jumped into another relationship. And I just felt like she had dug herself in such a corner and such a hole, and she kind of dug herself in a corner in our relationship. So it's just her modus, running scared like a child. Um, and yeah, but for me, I stood my ground. I stood in the same apartment, and so I know I did the work, because I fucking grounded out here and completely shifted and changed the energy to mine, and I'm building my empire. It's the emperor in the background there. Um, and it's funny because there are empire apartments new, just built across the street that I want to move into, but rent is like 3,000 or something. And they say, ask the universe what you want, talk to the moon, tell it exactly what you want. I want enough income to be able to easily, a breeze, each month afford that apartment. That's what I want. And so I pray for the clientele. I pray for the YouTube streamers to watch me, or the YouTube people. I pray for all my tarot lines that go popping off, because they say ask what you want. That's what I want. Financially free and independent, and like kill it. Like BJ Penn, be a phenom. The fuck did he do it? I did it because I paid my dues to play the blues. And I did. It's because I stood here. I stood my ground. I didn't run back home. She ran back home. She hightailed it back to Georgia, to her family. And it's like, she didn't do it the right way, because we could have done it together, and we could have worked, and we could have understood each other, but she ran away in fear. So, in sadness and sorrow, and it wasn't mutual, and it was railroading and gaslighting. And so she's sick, she's unwell. But nonetheless, and always the more, I'm happy that I stuck it out, and I'm just so excited for everything else that's to come. I could really feel like the cavalry coming, spiritually speaking, abundantly speaking, money, fans, friends, loved ones, family. And I'm just so joyous right now. I feel good. I'm grateful. So thank you. There's a study that they did where they had monks try to open up strains of coiled DNA or something in a vial, in a science experiment, spiritual experiment. And they asked the monk with an open heart first they asked him to open up the vial, the DNA strands by thought alone, and then they pushed the experiment down the line, and then they said, okay, now do it with an open heart. Now do it with, and then finally they said, now do it with saying thank you, as if it's already open. And then like the DNA strands opened somehow without them touching it. So I think that speaks more to the quantum and like the observer effect and tapping into that timeline. So for me, I say thank you to the powers that be, the highest of highs, my higher self, the angels, the saints, God, the universe, the cosmos, the moon, masculine, feminine, divine child, infant, vulnerable self, spirit, whoever's looking and watching. I say thank you in that same respect, in that same regard, with that same love, with that same open heart to my success and my fruition and my flourishing. And thank you. And I say thank you to me as well, because I'm one of the avenues that's going to deliver that to myself. So thank you. And it's going to be easy and effortless. Watch That's real manifestation. I'm going to prove it to you guys firsthand. I'm going to prove it to myself. I'm going to prove it to my believers and all that beautiful stuff. And so I'm excited. And so to all that, I say thank you. I receive and accept, and I already have. It's already mine. Thank you. Thank you. So I don't know if I want to end this or keep on going. It's like a little poem / prayer. Um, I don't know if anyone's on right now on the West Coast or on the East Coast, I should say. Holla if you hear me. One and 22. That's a bill. I can buy myself flowers. I could hold my own hand. Say things that you don't understand. Check it. Feeling like peeping the method. Feeling like submitting the prescription so I can get higher and higher. Fuck. Shit. I am alive. Doing that fucking dumb shit. Retarded as fuck. Rapping it off. Top of the head. Feeling to get it, the rhythm again, the feeling, flick it, the one and the get it, the one and the oh my god, then get it after the better, omega, the my cry, oh my god, he is on Gamo, he is on fire, they lit him up, it's a barrage, it's a hurricane runner, words coming at you. Keep that shit biblical, Mark and Matthew. I tend to freestyle, run a mile, run my mouth, just because I'm a child in my heart. And that's what they say. Oh, yeah. It's in November. Man, I just had these sliders from 7-Eleven. Forget about it. So good. So good. Sliders from 7-Eleven. They really did save the day. I can buy myself flowers. Do I wanna drink coffee? It's a pineapple stand. Do I wanna drink coffee? Baila, baila ese cumbia. Baila ese cumbia. Baila, baila esa cumbia. Ritmo, tararara. She is 44 years old. Check it. Your boy sick with it. Hit the method. Wanna whip it with some words like a whip it. Just sable. Yeah, I'm in it. Yeah. Just do Eminem. Just do what Eminem does. Check it. Do I want some coffee? Hit the method. End the message. Then I'm coming at you feeling real fucking ugly, groggy, and ugly. Scratching my neck. You don't wanna mess with a soldier. Use your hand, I'ma take it off your shoulder. Push a rock like Sisyphus, that's a fucking boulder. I'ma throw a fit of shit, yeah, that's a fist to wrist. That's a fucking fisticuff, yeah, I'm coming. Missing stuff, cuffing what? Didn't know drugs. Touch my butt. Damn, girl, you looking kinda sexy, 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 sexy. I can meet you anywhere in the world. Work, 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 work. Pick up, pick up, pick up. Been to get it, been to get it, been to figure it some, get it a one I got, get it, the end of the gun. Lorna, baila esa cumbia, baila esa cumbia. Come on, mate. Experiments to see things. Smells good. Like ass. I'm so sexy. But snooze. I want you to count the three. I'm gonna get some coffee.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kel has something he'd like to tell you. Right. Here we go, Kel, whenever you're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, wow. Welcome to Get Burger, home to Get Burger, part 2!
Want to meet girls like this? Get to the good part. You've arrived at your destination. Yes.
Everybody told me that I sound like CG5. Probably because
My daughter was like, who do you have over here now? I would always like champion the artist. And so I said, listen, man, I think you got the goods, but I got to check you out, though. So I took him down to this show that I was doing, and it was like 800 black people, all black. And there was a dude up there rapping, and he was sweating, and he was black. And another girl, she came up, she sung, she was black. They studied blackness. And so all of a sudden I said, ladies and gentlemen, Ed Sheeran. He pops out, red hair, and a ukulele. And one of our homies was an incredible guitarist, but he's just true to music. Came from us, black, blackity black. And he said, yo, Frost, come on, man, what's this, man? And it was just like a movie. I said, well, let's see what the kid has. And he went out there on that ukulele, got a standing ovation as well, guys. Sharon slept on my couch. Sharon slept on my couch.
I didn't do fucking shit. I didn't fucking do this. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about any of this. I'm gone. Do what you want. I didn't do fucking shit. I didn't I treat it like casual.
Getting back to the good side of TikTok, I deleted my TikTok on accident. I lost all my followers for running on Terra.
It's actual archival footage.
But with that comes you lose all the sauce of that fine, well-oiled groove of your TikTok algorithm. Now I'm getting back to it slowly but surely. I'm excited.
But me at that age, because Lucasfilm is all this makeup stuff to be able to picture. I don't even know how to do this artificial intelligence 3D. That's actual archival footage.
This VR device is insane. It's called an exit suit, and it provides force feedback and limb resistance on your entire body. Hey. Hey, you know, having fun? Yeah, me neither.
Shit! I didn't fucking do this! I'm not worried about it! I'm not worried about it! Oh, God! Do what you want! I didn't fucking shit!
I don't always look like I'm having fun, but believe me, I am having the best time of my life.
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all listen. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all listen to trash, man. You got this getting people big. You don't have that.
It's a brand new pitch. Oh. Oh! You for speeding, and now you're running the back string. And that's why sickos around the world.
This is Fred. His first time in prison. He's a little nervous.
Alright, millennial versus Gen Z. I already know I'm an elder millennial, geriatric Ethan.
I didn't fucking shit! I didn't fucking do this! I'm not...
That sound, man. Hey, I really wonder why, how high I can fly, and yep, I kiss the moonlit sky. To know that I've arrived. Looking for that 50 beat, trying to figure out how to loop it on from the. We're trying to find out how to loop that. How do I loop?
Start by giving you some context. So from her, so she always telling her.
my wife. All right, I think I'm going to call it quits. Guys, as always, I'm available for reading. Love you guys. Peace.